Born Before 64 is a TV show that asks the vital question, what will we do for the rest of our lives? Kathryn Raaker hosts a show for baby boomers and above, inviting real people to tell real stories about overcoming issues, about facing with courage and triumph the significant obstacles many of us face every day. Born Before 64 TV shows will cover topics that this generation is interested in. So let's join Kathryn Raaker for Born Before 64.
Hi, this is Kathryn Raaker of Born Before 64. You know, recently I was on location in Columbus, Ohio, doing a health and wellness series. And one of my guests was Elina Fedotova, the Formulator and CEO of Elina Organics. She's an award-winning cosmetic chemist, esthetician, and herbalist who for the past 16 years has used the intelligence of nature and holistic principles to create her professional skincare products. You can find her exclusive skincare line in skincare spas and salons and medical offices across the country. I know you will enjoy as much as I did learning how she created her company and the process that she goes through making her products. Now let's join Elina and learn more about her and her company.
And my husband got offered to work here. He's a musician. He's a professor of music. He teaches at Western Michigan University.
Really?
Yes, and it took me a few years to really understand everything here, learn better language, get my licenses, complete my degree, you know, and all of it. So I really started my company in '98.
So 1998.
Yes, but prior to that, I worked in the field. Mm-hmm.
So you're a chemist, basically?
I'm a cosmetic chemist.
Cosmetic?
I have a degree in cosmetic chemistry, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what drove you in the very beginning? Now your son was a baby when you came.
Mm-hmm.
So how long was it before you... did you start working immediately?
No, I couldn't work immediately because I didn't have a right to work.
Right.
We were foreign specialists, my
Right.
husband, and I had H-4 visa of wife.
Right.
So before we really got work, I got a work permit and green card. I didn't work. I was mother, and I was keep going back and forth, and I was taking my classes, finishing my degree. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when did you decide that beauty and cosmetics was going to be your way of life, and why?
You know, I was a herbalist. I was working mostly prior to beauty with combining the herbal formulas to improve skin conditions.
Right.
You know, and all the beauty. It just, I don't know. I came to that naturally because if you have skin problems, it's not beautiful. You know?
No, it's not. Unfortunately, and I've been very lucky, Elina, because my family's originally from Poland, and I take after my dad's side of the family. And Polish women or Slavic women tend to have really good skin. Would you say?
I would say, yeah.
You would say that.
Yeah. I think European women in America, I think many women can have a great skin.
Right. No, I don't mean it that way. I mean that it's in the genetics.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I noticed that as my aunts grew older, they didn't really age a lot, especially in their skin, but they didn't sit out in the sun. They didn't do a lot of the things that people tend to do, the younger people tend to do, or go into a sun thing situation. And so, you know, I never really had problems with my skin until I got a little older, where you get oily and then a little bit of dryness. And so anyhow, so you started out as an herbalist. And what made you go to the next level?
I started as a herbalist, and then I got my license to be an aesthetician. So license to work with, actually, in the United States, you know, to touch the skin and do facial treatments. And I wanted to do facial treatments with herbal preparation, natural preparations, you know, natural formulas. In '94 and '95, when I got my licensed, and I started to work. And in that time, we used to live in South, in Mississippi, in Hattiesburg, and my husband was teaching at the University of Southern Mississippi. It wasn't so many natural products around. Right. And when I was making my natural formulas, people were saying, "Oh, why are you doing something old-fashioned?" Because they didn't really understood, like, skin product, it's a food for your face, and you don't want to eat plastic, and you don't want to put plastic on your face. Right. And it's everything which comes to your face. It should be nutrients, and it's supposed to nourish your skin. And if it comes from nature, your body recognizes that better. It's recognized similarities, you know, and respond better to that, and have less adverse reactions than if it's synthetically made ingredients. Right. And it was difficult in that time for me to get ingredients. Organic ingredients practically wasn't available. I was getting majority of my ingredients from Europe, from Australia, from different countries, because in the United States it wasn't available, because it wasn't popular. Now it's totally different world here. It's already over a decade. It's a trend, you know, to have a natural product and organic foods, and we have better food supply, we have better ingredients supply in this country.
And you know, it's funny, because as I was growing up, I'm 69, and as I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of the things that they have today. We had natural foods.
Yes.
They were there. We grew them. Yeah. Before everything became, you know, with antibiotics and everything else in our food chain, you know, it changed. So, you know, when you grow up in a world where you have what they call organic today, we had it back then.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And it was much better. It tasted much better, right? But, you know, after living all over the world, Elina, I discovered, as an American, how many wonderful modalities there were. I had an esthetician every week that I went to see, and she took care of my skin. And here in the U.S., you don't necessarily find people, unless they really want to take care of their skin and they love their skin, that would necessarily back then go to an esthetician. Am I right or wrong? In the 90s or even the late 80s?
You know, I used to live in South, in Mississippi. And traditionally, Southern women were always more concerned about the beauty.
Oh, right.
And it was kind of even like adorable when so many young women will come to me and would say, "Elina, make me beautiful. I want to marry doctor or lawyer." And I felt like if every woman will marry doctor or lawyer, we wouldn't have one plumber in Mississippi.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
But that was in the South. It wasn't many young women were taking. But when I moved to Kalamazoo, Michigan, and in Chicago, you know, it's I found like I've been booked in a month completely. I started my business in September '98 by getting little room, you know, and I have 2 little rooms. One I was making products in, another one I was seeing the clients. In a month, I needed to expand, you know, and I moved to the bigger.
You're surprised? Were you surprised?
No, I did not. Because I don't know, I feel like I'm not only an esthetician, I'm holistic practitioner, I'm a spiritual person, and I know when you put your love and your real, the best, I don't know, like my love to the world and my clients, it comes back to you. I believe in law of attraction. What you give, you receive.
You can, right. And on that note, would you like to give your website, please?
Yes, elinaorganics.com.
All right, and we'll be right back after these messages on Born Before 64 with Elina Fedotova.